Hey guys, if you can't tell from the title, I'm doing a really awesome video today, and it is going to be a collab video with 3 other awesome YouTubers, and I will get into all that later, but basically we are doing a Divergent themed collab, and we're each doing a different faction and doing a tutorial based on that faction, and the one that I'm doing is called Amity. If you aren't familiar with that specific faction or Divergent in general. Divergent, by the way, is a really awesome book. I'm in the midst of reading it right now and I'm really loving it so far. And then also the movie is coming out in a couple days. So I figured it would be really cool to do something, loosely based on the book and the movie. But anyway, my faction that I'm doing is Amity, and Amity is known as the faction. They're the peacekeepers. They're really into, peacefulness, and they're into harvesting and farming and things of that nature. So they're very whimsical, and they wear bright colors, and they're a lot more relaxed with their attire. And I felt like that was something that really resonated with how I'm feeling lately, especially because with spring and summer going on right now, I'm feeling a lot more vibrant with my makeup, and I figured that this would be a really fun tutorial to do for you guys, and it would be definitely very season appropriate. The look I did today is kind of an orangey, goldy type, eye, and I added some green on the bottom, some orange blush, and a bright pink lip. If you really want to commit to the whole Amity look, I would definitely recommend either doing a red or an orange lip, but I figured that the pink kind of complemented them a little bit better, and I wanted to keep this look wearable. So anyway, be sure to stay tuned at the end of the tutorial, because I will be linking to the other girls' videos as well as announcing a little giveaway going along with this video, and I will have rules on how to enter in the doobly-doo, so check that. And anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Before we jump into makeup, I want to prime my face. I'm using the Benefit Professional, so I'm just going to blend this onto my skin. And then next, taking my Lorac eye primer, I'm just going to pat this all over my eyelids so my eyeshadows stay in place. Next, I'm taking my favorite Dior lip balm and applying this to my lips so they are ready and moisturized for lip color. Alright, now for eyeshadow, I'm taking this brow bone shade from the Wet n Wild I Heart Matte palette and just taking it on a fluffy brush and applying this to my brow bone. And then using the same brush and palette, I'm taking that orangey peachy shade and just applying this to my crease. And this is not really meant to define, it's more supposed to be a wash of color just for blending purposes later. Now to make my eyeshadows really pop, I'm going to apply some of this Maybelline Color Tattoo in Inked in Pink, one of my favorites by the way, and I'm just going to apply this to my eyelid with my finger. Tell me, was it worth the trouble? Next, from my Lorac Unzipped palette, I'm taking this light yellowy shimmery gold, and I'm just going to take this on a flat shader brush and apply it to the inner third of my eyelid. Next, taking a darker shimmery yellowy gold, and this is from the Lorac Pro palette, I'm going to take this on that same brush, and I'm just going to apply this on the center of my eyelid. Now there's no rhyme or reason when I do this, however I do make sure to blend the edges of this so there's no harsh lines or anything, but these blend together pretty well. And then next, taking this dark coppery orangey shade, this is the shade Garnet from the Pro palette, and I'm just going to apply this to the outer third of my eyelid. And you can skip this step if you like, but I'm going to take that light orangey shade from earlier and just run a fluffy brush and make sure everything is blended. Next, I'm going to take that matte brown from the Wet n Wild palette, and I'm just going to take this through my socket as well as on the outer corner, and this is just going to frame my eye. It's really breaking up all of the shimmery eyeshadows, and I think it's very flattering on my particular eye shape. If you want to kind of tweak this a little bit to suit yours, you are more than welcome to. And then to kind of brighten up the look, I'm going to take the shade Light Bronze on a pencil brush, which is just a really light shimmery color, and I'm just going to apply this to my inner corner. Next, I'm taking my NYX Slide-On Pencil in Green Papaya, and I'm just going to run this on my lower lash line. I'm avoiding my waterline, but you are more than welcome to put it in your waterline if you feel so inclined. I think this is such a fun color, and I think this is great for springtime. I definitely don't give this pencil as much love as I should. And then taking a bright green from the I Heart Matte palette, I'm just going to take this on an angled brush and use this to set that liner. Taking a break from the eyes for a moment, I'm moving on to my Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua foundation, and I'm just going to blend this into my skin with my fingers. And I love the way this foundation looks. It's very light and natural, which I think is very appropriate for this look. Next, taking my Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in Espresso, I'm going to take this on a thin brush and just run a really thin line on my top lash line, my lower waterline, and also my tight line. The goal is to break up all the shimmery eyeshadows and define the lash line without looking like I have a ton of eyeliner on. And then for some insurance, I'm going to take the shade Espresso from the Pro palette, and I'm just going to take this on an angled brush and set that liner.
So what do we do? What do we say? How do we go on? We gotta reconcile.
Now to save my very sad eyebrows, I'm going to take two shades, Sable and Espresso, and apply them to my brows with an angled brush. I'm applying the lighter shade towards the front of my brows, the ones closer to the center of my face. And then on the outer edges, I'm using the darker color. Normally I would just use the darker color, but because having dark brows on the center of your face is very aggressive looking, I felt it wasn't as appropriate, so we went lighter this time. And to break up those pigments, I'm just gonna run a spoolie through my brows as well. Then taking my NARS Laguna bronzer and a fluffy blush brush, I'm just going to apply this to my cheeks, a little bit to frame my face, but more so to add a little bit of color, because if you're farming and harvesting, chances are you're gonna be a little sun-kissed. And now for the star of the tutorial, in my opinion. This is my MAC blush in Modern Mandarin, which is a bright orange color. I'm taking this towards the back part of my cheeks and then bringing it up to the apple. I find that I tend to put on a lot more blush than the normal person would. However, even though I'm a fuller face girl, I find that this is still pretty flattering. Next, I'm going to curl my eyelashes really quickly and then go in with my Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Mascara. I think this is a perfect mascara for this tutorial because while it does accentuate my lashes, it's a great everyday mascara. It just gives you really nice fluttery looking lashes that are great for every day. And finally, to finish off the look, I'm going to take my Revlon Balm Stain in the shade Sweetheart, and I'm just going to apply this to my lips. And I find that this really complements the orangey eyeshadow and the orange blush and the green liner really nicely. However, if you really want to commit to the look, you could even opt for a bright orange lip color. So I would recommend the Balm Stain and Rendezvous. Okay, so that's the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a collab video. I will go ahead and link to all of their videos around me. Please go check out their videos. These are really awesome YouTubers that I found recently and have really been enjoying. And I think you guys will really like, the videos that they put up. With each of our videos, we're going to be doing a small giveaway. That way you have tons of chances to enter because you can enter on all of our videos. In order to win any of the prizes though, you need to be subscribed to all of our channels. Also, I'll have more information for how to get more entries in the description box because you can do so via Twitter, via Instagram, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and link to, the outside app that we're using to run the giveaway, so please check the description box. Do not just comment on this video and not actually get an entry because I would hate for you to lose the opportunity to win. They're all giving away a bunch of different things on their videos. However, on this video, on mine, I would like to give away a MAC blush. If you guys saw, I used a MAC Modern Mandarin blush, which is a really pretty orangey color, and unfortunately it's discontinued. Since I don't have another one of these, I figured I would buy you guys a MAC blush of your choice. So the winner of my giveaway will win their choice of a brand new MAC blush. It can be, whatever kind you like. It can be mineralized or just one of these regular ones or a cream blush. Whichever you like. I'll message the winner and then they'll let me know what one they want and then I'll send it right to them. Again, please check the description box for everything. I'll have all the rules, links to the other girls' channels, any questions you may have. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day and I'll see you later. Bye.